Guys, you can feel comfortable if you want to open up your cameras or not. It's up to you. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's daily debate. And today we have three participants who are going to be debating in two teams for the topic and against the topic that goes like AI. This house believes that AI generated content is a threat to creativity. And this topic has came out actually after an idea of today, which we were having a conversation in our chat, whether we're going to design our new mascot using AI or sketching. So I thought this topic would be fitting for it. And in the team for the topic, we have Niyai. And against this motion, we have Ronald and Anna. We're going to go with the format of speech. First speech, rebuttal speech, and then question and answer round. And I think we are ready to start. Niyai, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, you can go ahead. 3 minutes.
Okay. I'll be beginning on my self count of 3, 2, and 1. Good evening, everyone. To begin with, let me start by defining the key terms, which are, first of all, AI-generated content, which refers to text, images, or videos or music created by artificial intelligence systems such as ChatGPT, DALL-E, Gemini, which are trained on large data sets of human work. Creativity is the ability to produce original and emotionally resonant and meaningful ideas or works. A threat in this context refers to anything that undermines or endangers the integrity or sustainability of human creativity. Now, I would like to begin with my arguments. First of all, AI promotes sameness, not innovation or diversity, because it relies on past data to generate content. The content it tends to replicate common patterns rather than explore new directions. A 2023 study by the University of Exeter showed that stories written with ChatGPT or any kind of AI in general were significantly more like same and formulaic than those written independently. On platforms such as ArtStation, AI-generated artworks mimic existing styles and crowd out artists who are actually who are trying to push boundaries. When originality is drowned by imitation, creativity will obviously suffer. Secondly, AI reduces our intensive and opportunity to practice creative thinking. Creativity isn't just about making things; it's the process of learning, reflecting, and problem solving. A 2024 UNESCO study revealed that students who regularly used AI for writing tasks or homework scored lower on tests of logical thinking and innovation. By automating the thinking as well as learning process, we risk losing the very skills that creativity depends upon. What begins as a shortcut for students quickly becomes a crutch to rely on where they can't work without AI. Thirdly, AI content often amounts to plagiarism on a massive scale. These systems are trained on human-generated material, such as books, artworks, or songs, without the creator's permission, or like without the creator being informed. In 2024, several lawsuits were filed against Stability AI and Midjourney by artists who discovered that their styles were being used without giving them credit or without taking their permission. A Forbes investigation found that some AI generated books on Amazon contained nearly identical passages to already published works, which raised serious ethical concerns. When machines copy without consent or giving credit to the owner, undermine both the legal rights as well as the moral ownership. I mean, imagine if you wrote a book and AI copied it without giving, like, taking the permission or giving you any credit at all. Finally, AI threatens the livelihood of real creators. By making content cheap, fast, and easily accessible, AI devaluates human efforts. Uh, CISAC report in 2024 stated that musicians may lose up to 25% of their income by 2028 due to AI-generated music. Freelance platforms such as Fiverr have seen drops in demand for writers and designers because AI tools are replacing them. When creativity is treated as a commodity, quality, authenticity, and human expression all take a backseat. Dude, AI content threatens creativity in four key ways. It promotes unoriginal thinking, it weakens human skills, and it plagiarizes without context and undermines the value of created work. For these reasons, I stand firmly for the motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your speech. And now we're going to move on to the team against the motion.
Yeah, I'll go first. Ahana, if you're okay.
You guys haven't discussed first?
Yes, I'm okay if you go first.
Yeah. Okay, am I audible? Yes, hello?
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. I'll start on my self count of 3, 2, 1. Sir, let me begin with a simple fact. Creativity is not a tree you can chop down with a robot. It's a river, and like all rivers, it changes course, adapts, flows stronger when challenged. And here we are, watching some of our dear friends across the house hold umbrellas because they think the rain is a threat to the river. Sir, AI is not killing creativity, it is giving it caffeine. Let me state my position loud and clear. I stand firmly against this motion, and I believe that those supporting it are not only misunderstanding creativity, they are also misrepresenting the facts. Let's talk about evidence. UNESCO, yes, the United Nations own agency on education, science, and culture, released a report in 2023 titled AI and the Future of Creativity. What did it say? That AI expands creative horizons and enables more inclusive access to creative expression, not threatens, enables. Let's bring in with hard facts. In 2021, the World Intellectual Property Organization registered over 160,000 AI assistant patents in the creative domain, from fashion to film editing. So, are we saying that innovation in art, storytelling, and media production is suddenly a threat? Sir, Netflix used AI tools in its hit series Love, Death, and Robots to animate scenes. It didn't destroy creativity; it created an Emmy-winning experience. If anything, AI cuts down time on mundane tasks like editing and sound syncing, so that the actual human artist can focus more on the idea, the story, the soul. What story ironic here, sir, is that the same side opposing the AI content today conveniently benefits from tools like Grammarly, Google Translate, or global Adobe AI features in their daily lives. If AI was a threat to creativity, then using spell check would have killed Shakespeare by now. And allow me to share one final fact. According to the UNDP, over 2.7 billion people globally lack access to traditional creative tools due to poverty or digital literacy. But AI tools like DALI, Canva, AI, or free AI writing assistants are allowing kids in rural Ghana, slums of Mumbai, or refugee camps in Syria to create art, essays, and music they otherwise never could. So the real threat isn't AI. The real threat is gatekeeping creative behind elitism. Sir, in summary, creativity is not dying, it's evolving. And to those who say otherwise are confusing tradition with talent. We need to stop seeing AI as a threat and start seeing as a tool. Because a tool doesn't make you creative, your imagination does. And the last time I checked, imagination has never gone out of style. It only found faster Wi-Fi. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we're going to do the 2 minutes, 30 seconds speech.
I have not given my speech, sorry.
Not you. We're going to have the team for the topic go first then. Niyari, are you ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
just give me a minute. Could I have a minute to compile all his points?
Yeah, but that will also cut the numbers of questions we're going to have to ask. So I'll give each
It's
team
like
only
30 seconds. I just need to note down.
Okay, no problem.
Wait, I believe right now the opening statements are going on, right? So, Ahana
But your
would.
team has two people. No, your team has two people.
Okay,
So one
so
of you
one
will
is. Okay.
Yeah. All right, I'm good to go.
You can go ahead.
Okay. All right, I'll start in 3, 2, and 1. The opposition says that AI is a tool which enhances creativity. But when we look deeper, the narrative falls apart. They say that AI expands creative horizons. Yet, a 2023 study from the University of Cambridge found that 78% of AI generated visual artwork and content use a repetitive style and patterns drawn from training data. That is not expansion, that is repetition. AI mirrors the past, it does not imagine the future. Next, they also argue that AI promotes inclusivity. But the reality is that AI is largely trained upon Western and English language data sets, reinforcing existing cultural as well as social issues. A 2022 MIT Media Lab report highlighted that AI-generated content often reflects the dominant perspectives while marginalizing underrepresented voices, which is already happening. They also claim that AI receives patents, but it does not prove creativity. It proves automation. Courts granting patents to AI-generated inventions, such as South Africa in 2021, sparked controversy because inventorship traditionally requires human intentionality, which AI actually lacks. Yes, Netflix used AI for animation, but this has triggered backlash. In 2023, Netflix use of AI-generated backgrounds for the anime Dog and Boy, if I'm not wrong, sparked outrage among animators and fans who saw it as undermining jobs and authenticity in storytelling. They argue that AI frees humans from mundane tasks, but a 2024 UNESCO report found that students using AI for creative writing produced significantly lower scores in originality as well as emotional depth, which is a major thing that AI lacks. AI isn't just assisting, it's replacing key parts of the creative process. On poverty, the promise that AI levels the playing field sounds nice, but it is misleading because according to the World Economic Forum, 75% of the generative AI profits are concentrated among the top 1% of tech firms. Access to powerful tools still remains deeply unequal, and if people do not have enough funds or proper technology, how will they use AI? And finally, we say that AI is just a tool. But like any tool, its effect depends upon its use. And right now, AI is being used to mass produce, imitate, and displace human creators. That makes it not just like a neutral instrument or tool, but it is an actual threat to human creativity.
Thank you. Now we're moving on to the team in the opposition. Anna, are you ready?
I will start myself on the count of 1, 2, 3. Artificial intelligence is not a substitute for human intelligence. It is a tool to amplify human creativity and ingenuity. This statement, said by Paul Lamb, perfectly captures the idea and the motion I'm standing for. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I, Anna Bhushan, will express my ideas and opinions on how AI is not a threat to creativity, in fact, enhances. Ladies and gentlemen, today we today we consider what creativity is truly is. Creativity is the ability to see the unseen, envision the world in the most unique way possible, and generate original and genuine ideas. Now, some may argue that AI generated content lacks the soul, the nuance, and the emotion that human creators bring to their work. Niyati, while you were right on the surface that AI tools is impacting the brain, but it is also important to know that the AI can also replace the repetitive task. For tools like Grammarly, ChatGPT also helps you edit your novels as and the edits your novels and detects the grammatical mistake. Furthermore, AI can democratize creativity. It can also replace the repetitive task. Moreover, we should embrace AI like a tool, not a way to replace the creativity. First, in order to understand this statement, we have to deep dive into the key points of creativity. Creativity is all about human imagination. It's all about problem solving. It is all about emotional, original ideas. While I'm not saying that AI could replace that, I am saying that AI could enhance the gaps in your novels or it could identify the plot holes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your speech. And now we're moving on to the question and answer round. Niyari, if you have any questions.
Yeah, I have a question for Ahana.
Yeah.
So basically, my question is that both of you said that AI is a tool, which I agree with. But would you say the same about a tool that plagiarizes already published material? It displaces jobs and floods market with uncredited work and doesn't take permissions from the people who have actually made that work and actually give them credit.
Yes, you are right, Niyati. on the surface level. Yet, with every opportunity comes responsibility. We must engage in critical dialogues about ethical consideration, copyright laws, and implications of using AI in creative processes. While you are right about the plagiarism, we also may need the we also need the execution on AI ethics, and we also need more conversation on AI ethics. We must ensure that creative practices benefit society as a whole and do not concentrate power in the hands of few. Together, we must develop frameworks that encourage collaboration between human intelligence and AI, ensuring that creative community flourishes in harmony with technology advances.
Excellent. Now, the opposition team, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have a question, Niyati.
I also have one.
Ronald, do.
Yeah, you claim that AI is a threat to creativity, but how then you explain the UNESCO 2023 report, which clearly states that AI expands creative expression and allows for more inclusive participation? Again, I repeat, AI expands creative expression and allows for more inclusive participation. So, are you suggesting that the UN global cultural body is promoting a threat to creativity?
Could you repeat the last part of your question, please?
Are you
Last
suggesting that
statement.
Are you suggesting that the UN's global cultural body is promoting a threat to creativity?
All right, so you mentioned the first point was about inclusivity, but I've already answered that in my rebuttal speech, but I'll say it again, that AI is largely trained upon Western English and English language data sets, which reinforce already existing cultural and social barriers. So, and I had a study to back that up. That 2022 MIT Media Lab reported highlighted that AI-generated content often reflects dominant perspectives while still marginalizing the underrepresented voices, which we do not need more of. And your second point was about the 2023 study by UNESCO, if I'm not wrong.
The inclusive part, it was already mentioned in that study, but never mind. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
The
Your
major
second
part
part,
was the
yeah.
study, but
The
never mind. Yes.
2020, your study was
Guys,
conducted in 2023. Yeah.
time is running out, so yeah, I think the meeting will end eventually, but you guys have done great. Just a few quick notes. Anna, you were given the rebuttal speech, so it was better if you only focused on rebuttal. I like how you introduced the topic and all again, but that was already done by someone else. So with that, we could avoid repeating stuff over and over. Another thing, which is something also Niyari has highlighted just a few minutes ago, or just a minute ago, if you have spoken about something already, you are not obligated to speak about it again. Even if the opponent asks you a question, for example, speak about this and that, you can say, I've already spoken about that in my first speech. If you haven't paid attention, that's your fault. So this is a very good point. Other than that, you guys have done great, and I'm looking forward to see you again in a different debate. Thank you very much, and all the best. If you have any questions, you can contact me directly, and I'll try to help you. Thank you, guys.
We're giving like a verdict.
Yes, again.
Would you be giving like a final verdict for like which team won, which side wins?
See, I'm an artist, so I know this deeply. Art is quite impacted by AI. But AI is not just the tools that we have. AI gets into so many things. AI gets into managing these websites, for example. Even before AI was given even before we were given AI as a tool, AI has always been a part of managing these websites and stuff and all these things. But the ethnicity part, that's very strong. So when we talk about creativity, it's not just art. Creativity includes writing, includes speak, includes so many things. So I think I side for the topic. I think it's just my own opinion. I'm not gonna tell who's the winner because I don't do that usually, but I am for the topic because the ethnicity bond is very strong, and also the definition of AI is so expandable. The definition of creativity is also so expandable. So we cannot really say it's only about art. And also, the more creativity doesn't mean yes, we get more creativity, but that